bless the Lord at all times, and his praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make its boast in the Lord, and the humble shall hear of it and be glad. Yes. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt God's name together. Let's give God some praise this morning. For truly this is the day that the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. Amen. What a privilege and a joy and an honor it is to always be among fellow believers and worshipers of the true and living God. For what other place or what other thing would we rather be doing right now than giving glory and honor to God, who's the head of our life, the creator and sustainer of all being, and just the one who adores us more than we can adore ourselves.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, God.
Let us open our Bibles to the book of James. And as we go to that particular book, let us look at James, the 3rd chapter, starting with verse number 1. That's James, the 3rd chapter, starting with verse number 1. And you see these words are something very similar. My brethren, let not many of you become teachers, knowing that we shall receive a stricter judgment. For we all stumble in many things. If anyone does not stumble in word, he is a perfect man, able also to bridle the whole body. Indeed, we put bits in horses' mouth that they may obey us, and we turn their whole body. Look also at ships. Although they are so large and are driven by fierce winds, they are turned by a very small rudder wherever the pilot desires. Even so the tongue is a little member and boasts great things. See how great a forest a little fire kindles? And the tongue is a fire, a word of iniquity. The tongue is so set among our members that it defiles the whole body and sets on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire by hell. For every kind of beast and bird, of reptile and creature of the sea is tamed and has been tamed by mankind. But no man, somebody say no man.
No man.
No man can tame the tongue. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. With it we bless our God and Father, and with it we curse men who have been made in the similitude of God. Out of the same mouth proceed blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not to be so. Does this spring send forth fresh water and bitter from the same opening? Can a fig tree, my brethren, bear olives, or a grapevine bear figs? Thus, no spring yields both salt water and fresh. Amen.
Amen.
This morning I want to preach from the subject, we can be better on purpose with our words.
Okay.
We can be better on purpose with our words.
That's it.
We can be better on purpose with our words. Taming the tongue and keeping your temper are characters of the Spirit of God working in our lives. We cannot do these things without the Lord's help. Therefore, we need the Lord's help so we can be better on purpose with our words. We need the Lord's help so we can be better on purpose with our words. I'm amazed at things I hear coming from the mouths of people I know well, as well as those I don't know. Do you know people will say things with no thought at all? No thought at all on the implications of what their words might mean, what it might do. People would rather say something right, regardless to the pain and negativity their words may create. I just had to tell them. I told them the truth. Isn't it amazing that we would rather speak right and truth, regardless to the pain it might cause, or the negative connotation that might follow it? How many of you know that when you speak words, you create life
Yes.
through those words? You have just given birth to whatever words you created. When you say things like, well, when I got up this morning, I could tell it was going to be a bad day. When I see, I should just say bad morning to you instead of good morning. Because you have already determined it's going to be a bad day. And you gave life to it when you spoke it. So I might as well try to make it as bad on you as possible. When you say stuff like that to me. When people say stuff like that to you, it seems like we should be obligated to just make it as bad for them so we can make sure that they realize they gave birth to those words they communicated. When you speak the worst, why shouldn't the worst happen to you? I don't want to wish the worst on you, but that's the least I can do. That's what you're going to speak to me. I should now going to help you make it happen. You gave birth to it. Why do we feel like we have to speak the worst just so we can say, I told y'all it was going to happen? We rather speak right than to speak something positive or affirming. I don't care if it's right. I don't care if it's true. Keep that to yourself. I don't need to hear it. Words we speak bring life. Some people have said that I'm a very positive person because I see and I speak good things. But what they don't know, I have fights within myself constantly. There's a fight that goes on inside of me because I have desire to say things. I want to say them, but I just refuse to give life to stuff that I don't want to live. Some of the best words I've ever said before in my life was the words I didn't say. I thought them. They came up to the very tip of my tongue. And yet, I thank God that they stayed aside and they died. They got aborted before they were born. As long as those words stay inside, those negative words were never born. And you know, I know there are some doubts who like to say, well, so is the man thinking, so is he. I don't know who knew that was me. I don't care what I think and what I know about what I think. You didn't know it. And I didn't give life to it. There are people who try to pull and force words out of you when you're mad. Go on and say it. I know you think it. Go on and say it. I don't care. I might be thinking it, but as long as it don't come out of my mouth, it didn't get life. And it died before it came out. I have said and communicated before how I really don't like apologizing. And since I know I don't like to apologize, why would I say something that I know will force an apology out of me? I'd rather just keep it in that. You know, people say, you'll get ulcers holding out of something. No, I'm not. I pray and it go away. Why would I let something I know gonna hurt somebody come out just because I'm mad? Or just because I'm right? Or just because it needs to be said? It don't have to be said. Pray about it and let God work it out and keep those words in your mouth. And you know, it's hard enough, you know, I just said I don't like to apologize, but it's hard enough when you do wrong actions and you do things that you already have to apologize. Why? Let words be one of those things. Those are things you can control. I might can't control being wrong because I might not know how to do it. But I can control what I say. We can control what we say. When I think about some of the words that I hear, some of the words I think about, and oftentimes I've shared how I like to be on social media. I love to send out a lot of posts and everything. But do you know how much thought goes into my mind and my heart before I hit send? There are times I've written nice posts, and there are times I've written some posts that would just cut through somebody, and I write it and then I delete. Because I didn't have to send it. I just needed to write it and see it and read it. And that was all that a lot of us really need. You know, if you want to cut somebody out, won't you just do it in the mirror and call their name in the mirror and then let it be? If you have to get it out. But why not just write it down and don't speak it and then tear it up and burn paper? If you have to feel like you have to communicate it. Don't say it, because once you say it, you give it life. And we don't know how long words live. You know, we know the Bible says we have 70. That's 70 years. But there are some words that have lived on a lot longer. As a matter of fact, I just read some words when I first opened up the scripture that has been around over 2,000 years. Words live way after we are gone. And yet we will give life to it, and we can't kill it. We can't assassinate it. We can't do nothing to it but let it live on. I found out that there's a common household plant used for decorative purposes in most people's houses, or a lot of people's houses. And this plant is called the Effenbachia. The Effenbachia. And it's known for its large, attractive green leaves with shades of lime, green, and yellow. What many people aren't aware of is that these leaves are toxic. And if a child or animal were to chew on them, it will swell their tongue and cause them to have the inability to speak. And because of that fact, the Effenbachia has a nickname, dumb cane. Because the effects of these leaves prevent someone from talking. After service today, I'm gonna have a couple of leaves for everybody in here. But how many of you know that there are some experts in the field of speech that estimates that the average person creates 12,000 sentences composed of 50,000 words every day? 12,000 sentences, 50,000 words a day. That's enough to fill a 150-page paperback. About the size of Marching Towards Your Purpose or Running Towards Your Purpose books. That's a lot of words. And can you imagine at the end of the day, those words were recorded and made public for everybody to hear? What if every word we said yesterday got played in here today? For everybody to hear. What if every word we said on yesterday got put on Channel 2 News or some news station or something? It don't have to be a news station. And every word we said on yesterday was played for everybody to hear. Did we all say words that we okay with? Did we have conversations that we feel like we don't care who heard it? We don't think about our words that seriously. I read in an article recently that it takes a baby 2 years, somebody say 2 years. 2 years. 2 years to learn how to talk. And 50 years to keep quiet. Yet this is one of the greatest gifts given by God to humankind. And the Bible refers to the tongue power as healing, encouraging, edifying, teachable, supporting, exhorting, singing, and praying. But this same little 2-ounce slab of muscle can also commit the opposite effect. Corruption, perversion, bladder, slander, gossip, blasphemy. This little 2-ounce slab of muscle. As I thought about talking about the tongue and talking about our words, I had the vision of doctor office appointment, and I started thinking about when I go to the doctor, why is it the first thing the doctor do is tell you to hold out the tongue? They look at the tongue. I might go in for a cramp. You might go in for a headache. Why do he want to see my tongue? Why would she want to see your tongue? The tongue reveals in the physical realm all type of things that might be going on with our body. The same is true in the spiritual realm. The tongue reveals what's going on at a deeper level in your body. So in other words, the tongue ain't nothing but the old tattle-tale. The tongue tells what's going on at a deeper level within you. Most of us, if we can remember, we didn't like tattle-tales growing up. When I was teaching back in the day, when some students would get in trouble, and you know how teachers do, they'll call different students individually and say, tell me what happened.
Yeah.
Tell me what happened. Because you're trying to gather information to find out what happened so you'll know what type of punishment or discipline to give out. And once they tell me everything that happened, you know, that was the thought that went through my head. Snitches get stitches. You know, I wanted to know what happened, but I was kind of disappointed that kids would actually tell on each other. Real quick, tattle-tale. Nobody liked tattle-tale, you know. And not that I'm trying to trick them, because I know I need to find out, but a part of me was hoping they said, I don't know. I don't know what happened. You know, I can't say what happened. I don't want to tell what happened. I don't want to get in trouble. You know, it's just something about tattle-tale that, you know, we used to see tattle-tale school. Want to get you out of school. You know, people get mad at tattle-tale. That's what the tongue is. The tongue is simply the messenger that delivers the mail composed by our heart. It's the messenger that delivers the mail composed by our heart. Anybody else? Y'all remember writing letters a long time ago to people? And at the end, sincerely, Brenda, at the bottom? That was a letter that you composed, and then after you compose it, you, what they call, faced it. And people don't even know that, young people don't even know what it means. That's when you write your name and address at the top, and then you write whoever you send it to in the middle, and you put a stamp on it, and you lick the back of the envelope. That's what you call facing a letter. And then you delivered it, which was a letter composed by you. That's what our tongue is. It's the messenger composed by our heart. It has a direct connection to our heart. Solomon wrote, a wise man's heart guides his mouth, in Proverbs 16:23. A wise man's heart guides his mouth. Jesus tells us in Luke 6:45, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Out of the abundance of the heart, that's how the mouth speaks. What that tells me is, we all have speech impediments. And it's called sin. We all have a speech impediment. We all have this thing called sin. And nowhere is our sin put more on display more than in our speech. Do you know that there are a lot of people who wouldn't know you sin until they heard you say something? Even if it meant talking about a sin that you committed. When nobody never known, man, you ain't gonna believe what happened last night. Boy, let me tell you, you know, we wouldn't even know it until you spoke it. So it's no surprise that James gives us this letter. And he turns the subject of speech as he explores the issue of spiritual maturity. And most, if not all, of chapter 3 reveals that very fact that every Christian is in need of a speech therapist. We need a speech therapist. And if you look at verse 1, he says, let not many of you become teachers, my brethren, knowing that as such we will incur a stricter judgment.
Yes.
What he's basically telling us is, don't be so quick to become a teacher. And I believe James is relating this caution to teaching biblical truth. So, you know, it's amazing how everybody, when they see somebody look like they're doing good, I want to be a preacher, because preachers drive big cars and you live in big houses. You know, don't be so quick to be a preacher. I want to teach Sunday school, because Sunday school teachers, they know so much about the Bible and they just captivate. Don't be so quick to be a Sunday school teacher. You know, I want to teach the youth, because I want to make sure that I'm able to share with them some of the truths of the Bible. I want to share with them. Don't be so quick to be a teacher, is what he's telling us. And we can apply this same truth outside the church. So why would James tell us this? Why would he bring teaching up under such scrutiny? And I found out the answer is because teacher deals in words. And their instrument is speech. I remember when I was being in class, some of the worst classes I've had was when there was lecture series, when the teacher would just sit up and lecture, stand up and lecture all day. And we had to take notes.
Yeah.
And we had to remember things that was communicated, because our teacher used to love to try to impress, especially, you know, some of the smarter teachers with all the words they know. They would use words that we couldn't even pronounce. They would say things, and we had to force ourselves to write them down so we can go and look them up. Why you just didn't say sorry? Why you had to say this big old word that I didn't know what sorry meant? You know, it's amazing how teachers, especially smart teachers, try to use all these big old words, and they throw a litany of all these words just back to back. I remember there was this teacher named Dr. Mosteller, and there's a couple words that I still learn today because of him. And the first word he said that I had no idea what it meant was the word facetious. He used to always say, "Don't be facetious." Like, facetious? What that mean, facetious? And I found out how to spell it, and I found out what it meant, and I think about that. You know, he's talking about, don't try to be such a smart at it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, why does it say don't be a smart at it?
Yeah.
But he used the word facetious, and I just think about some of the other words that I learned. I remember one time when DJ used to watch wrestling, and he came home, and he said, "I got some intestinal fortitude." Intestinal fortitude? Where you get that word from? Found out he got that word from wrestling.
Yeah.
Why does it say, "I'm strong"?
Yeah.
I'm tough? You know? So teachers, they use a lot of words, and they fashion their lessons to influence the lives of those they teach. Do you know when you send your kids off to college, they get taught things that you would never taught them? They learn things that you know, there are some teachers who might be atheists or who might be Gnostics, and they have certain world views that you would have never shared with your child. Then they come home and your kid tell you, "You know, I don't go to church no more." Why? Because what kind of God will allow all this pain and suffering? You know, they have to come up with because all these words and these thoughts and these masters they learn from their teachers. Isn't it amazing how your kids can come home and say, "My teacher said," and my teacher said, and they can tell you a lot of stuff their teacher said.